Now, booking mini sessions, head to my link in bio to grab your spot. That is an example of how not to sell your photography services on Instagram. Even though it feels easy to just post on your feed and say mini sessions now available, only 5 spots left, that's not actually helping you book those mini sessions. So what should we do instead? Instagram and social media should be social. You wouldn't walk into a room and yell out that you have mini sessions available, come talk to me to book your spot. That would be weird. You would go and introduce yourself. You would go and start a conversation first. Instagram doesn't work the exact same way as an in-person networking event, obviously, but I feel like we should always be striving to use Instagram in that same way, to actually connect with people. When it comes to Instagram marketing for your photography business, I like to think about it in 3 stages. The first is growth, or growing your account to get new followers. The second is nurture, which is where your audience and community get to know you. And the third is sales, which is when you make the ask. You make the sale and tell people that you have something to buy. When you combine these 3 steps together, that's when you see the magic on Instagram and really any social platform that you use. You always want to be doing these things: growing, nurturing, and selling. So the first is growth. How do we grow our Instagram accounts? It's not about going viral. Virality almost never leads to anything good, but it's definitely more involved than just posting to your feed. I know when I got started back in 2018, I could just post to my feed every day, #Happy Thursday, and my account would grow, but it doesn't work that way anymore. Instead, what has really worked for me in the last few years is targeted outreach. I'm not saying we're gonna slide into people's DMs and be weird about it, but what I do is I find and engage with people that I actually want to connect with. So as a brand photographer, for me, I first and foremost want to connect with potential clients, so other business owners. If your niche is other business owners, this is actually really easy to do on Instagram. You can just go find local hashtags. Boston hairstylist, Boston realtor, Boston interior designer. Your city plus whatever industry or niche you want to find, that's what you can search for in hashtags. Instagram search has gotten so much better over the years too that it just keeps getting easier and easier. Then what I do is I will actually go through their account and see if there's someone that I resonate with. Do I like their content? Do we feel like we have similar vibes? Do I think I would be a good fit photographer for them? If the answer is yes, I do not go and DM them and pitch them my services. I just follow them and I actually engage with their content and their stories. That could be commenting on a recent post where they're showcasing their work. That could be them talking about a personal story. And then what I do is I go look in their comments and I look at who's following them and who they are following, look for other like-minded people that I might connect with, and I rinse and repeat this process. And I know that might seem robotic on the outside, but this is actually how I've made a lot of my friends. Almost all of my friends nowadays, I meet on Instagram first. Another quick note, I typically like to go through this engagement process and going and finding new accounts right after I've posted something new, because then what happens is if they're active on Instagram, they'll go to your account, they'll see that you're active, they'll see your new post, and they'll probably engage with it too. It can take time, but I dedicate maybe 20 minutes a week to doing this, and I promise it works. And I've never used Instagram to go and cold pitch my services. Now, if you're something like a wedding photographer or a B2C, business to consumer photographer, you might be thinking, well, Emily, where the heck am I gonna find brides? Like, I'm not just gonna start following random people on Instagram. That is totally valid. So instead, what I would recommend that you do is look for other referral partners or people in your niche. So for my wedding photographers, that would be florists, planners, venues, makeup artists. This is how I have met my core team, like my wardrobe stylist and my makeup artists that I bring to photo shoots. And since then, we have referred tens of thousands of dollars of business to each other. So if you're not sure where to find your direct potential client, see if you can find related people that your potential client might also be looking to hire. Step 2 in the process is to nurture. This is how the new people that have just found you and your account get to know who you are and what you do as a business. What I mean by nurture content is posting who you are, what you do, who you work with, and your past portfolio work. This is why on Instagram you'll see people frequently reintroducing themselves, because you always have new people coming into your world. You're also going to talk about your services and how it benefits the client. If you watched my previous video on blog posts, you can take your blog post content and repurpose it to Instagram. You should be sharing your portfolio work, but we also want to do this strategically. We don't just want to post an image and say, I loved working with this person. Why did you love working with them? Why did they love working with you? Why did they hire you? What was it about you that drew them in? If they left a testimonial for you, this is a perfect place to put it in the caption. But if you can think back to the session and think about how you were able to use your expertise, this is a really great way to show potential clients what you're thinking about that other photographers potentially aren't thinking about. Maybe you recommended a certain location because of the lighting. Maybe they said they were going for a specific look and you were able to source a studio that matched their vision perfectly. I know these things seem really obvious to us because that's our job as a photographer, but as potential clients, a lot of the time they're new to this. They don't know about photography. They don't know about the details like booking a hair and makeup artist or picking a location or picking out their outfits. However you support your clients is what you should be sharing in this nurture content. If we think about the referral partners that we found during step 1, which is the growth phase, how could we write collaborative posts with them? The collaboration feature on Instagram is awesome because you can post something, you can add someone else as a collaborator, and that post will get shown to both of your audiences. For example, if you have a hair and makeup artist that you use all the time, you could write a collaborative post with them and talk about the importance of hiring a professional hair and makeup artist for your photo shoot. Same thing with the wardrobe stylist or with any other referral partner that works together on the session. Only after you've done the growth step and after you've done the nurture step should we start thinking about sales. This is content where you are directly selling your sessions. Now that you've grown your account so you have newer people in your world, you've nurtured them so they know who you are, you're not just some rando on their feed. Now we can make the sale. At this point, this is when you can say things like, I am opening up 5 mini session spots, DM me to reserve yours. There are ways to be even more strategic about this. So if you know you are hosting mini sessions in 2 months, then we can work backwards. And in your nurture content, we can talk about past mini sessions you've hosted, why people love booking mini sessions, what is the benefit of booking a mini session over a full session. Thinking even more strategically, we can also use this as an opportunity to grow your email list. An example, call to action in a nurture post where you're talking about the benefit of a mini session versus a full session. The call to action could be comment waitlist below and I will DM you the link to sign up for my waitlist. And if you're wondering how people are setting that up where you select a keyword and then have a DM automatically send them with the link, everyone is using this software called ManyChat. It allows you to choose the keyword, then you select the post where you want people to comment, and ManyChat will automatically DM people when they comment whatever your keyword is. You could do it manually, but ManyChat does have a free plan, which is what I used before I started paying for it. Something to keep in mind about these 3 steps, growth, nurture, and sales, is that it's a cycle. It's not a 1, 2, 3, and then we're done forever. New people could be following you at any time, even if you're not in like the growth phase. They could even start following you when you are in the middle of selling something. That's why we repeat the cycle over and over and over again, and that's how we play the Instagram game. Now that Instagram has the pinned post features where you can pin 3 posts to the top of your profile, I recommend using those to talk about number 1, who you are, number 2, what you do and how to work with you, and number 3, testimonials or portfolio work. This is an example of one of my past coaching clients. She's an event planner and she did a really great job with talking about who she is and who her team is, what services they offer, as well as some highlighted portfolio work because she wanted to attract more of these types of clients. Also, keep in mind that just because people don't buy during your current sales cycle, right? We've all launched something and it has been womp womp. That doesn't mean they aren't watching. The last time I hosted mini sessions, I ended up opening up 15 spots across 2 different days when I first opened my studio. Almost every single person that booked that mini session was a brand new client to me. I had never really seen their name before. They had never inquired with me. They never really commented on my posts, but all of them, when I met them in person, were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you did this. I've been waiting a long time. There are always lurkers. There are people watching you, even if they're not engaging with you. So it's important to not get bogged down in the engagement and vanity metrics. I feel like this might sound hypocritical because I am really into the numbers and looking at your analytics and seeing how we can improve. But what's really important first, before you dive deep into your analytics, is being able to emotionally detach from the outcome of a launch or when you are selling something. Because if you're expecting something to happen a certain way, you're expecting to book 10 mini session spots, maybe you only book 5, that's fine, right? That's just data, but we don't want to beat ourselves up over that. And of course, it's going to take time. And yeah, it still hurts when I try to sell something and I don't book out as many spots as I want, but it's gonna happen. Launches like that have to happen for us to get better. So then, once you're able to emotionally detach from the outcome and you can say, okay, this is data, let me look at it as data, then we can look at our analytics, analyze the results, and see what can we do better? How can we improve on the next one? I know I've been talking a lot about mini sessions throughout this whole video, but this applies to any type of session. I follow this cycle when I am selling my $4,000 to $6,000 brand package. If you're ready to dive even deeper into marketing your photography business on Instagram and really anywhere, stay tuned for my next video where I will be talking about how to build a personal brand as a photographer and why we need one. See you there.